Technology is everywhere, but so is bad information, so here are 5 tech myths. Number 1 is that leaving your phone plugged in overnight hurts your battery. It happens to everyone. You get home at the end of the day with a nearly dead phone and leave it plugged in all night so it's fully charged when you wake up. Is this a good idea though? The short answer is yeah, this is totally fine. So phones are pretty smart about this sort of thing. As the battery starts to fill up, it automatically slows the rate of charging. For the absolute best battery life, charging a little bit throughout the day will help keep your battery healthy for longer, but if you want to plug your phone in overnight, it's totally fine. Another phone-related myth is that you need to close apps on your phone. If you open up your multitasking, odds are you'll see a ton of open apps, but is this a bad thing? Not really. Operating systems like Android and iOS are really good about managing memory. Unlike a computer that will start to slow down if you leave stuff running, mobile OSs will automatically close apps when you need more memory and automatically reopen them when you come back. Because of this, having the RAM on your phone full is actually a good thing. It means that you're taking advantage of having as many apps ready to go as possible. Sometimes you might need to force close a misbehaving app, but besides that, let your phone figure out what to keep open. Here's a classic one. You need an expensive HDMI cable. We've all been in a store and seen the super diamond, ultra platinum, mega HDMI cables that run you $100, but you don't really need these. Unlike older video cables, HDMI is digital. This means that the signal is 100% identical regardless of what cable you're using, whether it costs $5 or $500. Don't fall for the marketing. A more expensive cable won't get you better image quality. Either you get a signal over HDMI or you don't. The only time where spending the extra cash makes sense is if you need a long cable. Normal HDMI cables will be totally fine up to a length of 5 meters, however higher end cables can be as long as 15 meters and these will cost you a fair bit more. For the vast majority of people though, you can safely avoid the pricey HDMI cables and just get yourself a cheap one. Next is the myth that all tech specs are created equal. When shopping for a new phone or computer, it's easy to compare the specs on the box. More is better, right? Not necessarily. So I've done several videos on this, but you can't always take specs at face value. Take for example my recent fastest phone comparison. On paper, the Galaxy S6 with its 8 cores should easily beat out the iPhone with only 2, however in actual testing they were surprisingly close. The same thing goes for things like megapixels. Sure, more is better in theory, but a lot of the time a high megapixel count can give you worse results than a lower one. Don't get me wrong, specs are absolutely important, however they're not always as straightforward as they seem. A myth I hear a lot is that your computer shouldn't run hot. In a perfect world, all computers would run at room temperature, but in reality running warm can actually be a good thing. With devices getting thinner and thinner, it's not uncommon to see processors reaching 100 degrees Celsius in new devices such as the new MacBook. But is this safe? Pretty much. With no fan to cool it, the Intel Core M processor inside the MacBook relies on the aluminum chassis to dissipate heat. This means that the hotter the CPU is allowed to be, the more freedom it has to run at a higher clock speed. This also holds true for more traditional computers. As long as it's below the safe temperature limit, running hot often means you're allowing the computer to reach the highest performance that it can. AnonTech did a great test of this that shows how a laptop that is tuned to run cool can be much slower than one that's allowed to run warm. While cooler is usually better, modern processors are totally fine running warm. So what are some tech myths you've heard? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed and want to see more videos like this, definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching and I will catch you in the next one.